last member of your staff?
Still working through that right now. You know, you just, it's like I said before, I'd like to have had it before we, you know, got on the road recruiting. But, you know, Ellis Johnson gives us a little flexibility. It's going to be in an off-the-road road role, but is a guy that can go out on the road recruiting after passing the NCAA test, which he did. So we're still going to hire somebody else to our staff, and I want to be the right fit. You know, the job has not been offered to anybody, so I want to make sure that we get the right fit.
John.
When you have players on campus for an official visit weekend, what's the most important message that you can get to those guys while they're here?
Well, I think first of all, the support academically, the support emotionally, the support off the field things for parents. I think every family is a little different, every prospect's a little different. So when you're in those situations, you've got to find out, you know, what are the important factors in this young man making a decision. And in most situations, it happens to go back to the support they're going to get on campus, the development as a football player, because football is a developmental game. So I think, again, it goes back to depending on who you're talking to as a student athlete or a support system for that student athlete, but just them overall having a good experience and a gut feeling, because a lot of kids go on that if they're down in the situation. I really believe when you're this late in the process, these kids are probably down to 1, 2, 3 at the most. And the ones that are entertaining more than 3, you don't want. So you got to be realistic. Right now, they're this close to it, and you guys are visiting 5 places. Come on. They've narrowed it down. They just hadn't told you. And most of the time, you know about those situations.
Right.
You kind of alluded to it out there, but how impressive is the welcome the Gamecock fans
It's
have given
been
you?
really amazing. It really has. Just been so positive. Just everywhere you go, everybody is so welcoming. My staff has commented to me several times about how welcoming. But I also, from a university standpoint, from the president to Coach Tanner and the athletic administration, has been phenomenal. And their workings, and there's a lot of moving parts. You know, you're dealing with a wife and a family, a vehicle, housing, temporary housing, and our people have been fantastic, unbelievable. And when they're able to make a move like this seamless, it really is a credit to our administration and the job they do.
Scott.
I think you have 6 high school players enrolling early.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an unusual high number for your career?
I'd like to have more.
Okay, and what's the criteria you use to determine if to tell a kid, yeah, it's okay, we think you come in early?
Well, it all has to do academically. You know, it has to do where their credits are academically. You know, with the new NCAA rules, you have to have 10, you know, core classes completed before the start of your senior year, and then you obviously have 6 your senior year. Well, academically now, so many young men are in summer school and high school, and some of them are starting in high school curriculum, starting in 7th and 8th grade. They're knocking out 14 and 15 core credits before they start their senior year, and they only have to take English 4 to finish that. And so at the end of the day, for a young man to be able to come in mid-year, if he's emotionally ready for it, and that's been the biggest issue in my experience, has been a situation, is he ready to not be at home? Is he ready to make that transition? Because it is a huge transition for them. But I would like to have as many as we could, because there's no question how much they benefit coming in at this time of the year. It's much more, it's a slower pace in the weight room, a slower pace academically. They're not getting ready for a season. They've got a lot less on their plate right now as a student athlete as opposed to when they start school in August. So I think it's a much better transition. Also, historically, the grades are better in the fall than they were when they just started school in the fall, because they've experienced the college campus and the college atmosphere. And they're going to go through the maturation process much quicker than they are if they just come in the summer. So it's a huge benefit for the student athlete if that's what they want to do. And some young men want to play basketball their senior year. They want to run track. They want to play baseball. They want to go to prom. They want to do all those things. Well, our guy, I still let our guys go to prom. Right?
Bill.
I don't know how much information you can share, but just update Shamik Blackshear if you've talked to him.
Shamik's, yeah, I've talked to him. He's doing well. Came by and saw me at the office, and you know, just worried about his health right now. Just getting back, but he's progressing well. Mm-hmm.
Coach, how pleased are you with how things are going so far in this short amount of time since you arrived?
Well, again, I think I want to credit our administration and how they've supported us as coaches, because at the end of the day, this is a team, and you've got to get the support in order to be successful. And Coach Tanner and his staff have been phenomenal, doing the things that we need to do to be successful. Our academic, our provost, I mean, everybody is on board for us to be successful. And I've been more than pleased with how we've been progressing forward. We'll know about this signing class in 2 years. I'm going to say the same thing on signing day, and tape record that, because I'm going to say the same thing the next year. Because at the end of the day, on signing day, you don't win any games, all right? You sign players and you develop them in your program, and over a period of time, some quicker than others, they contribute to their program and how much they contribute. That's how you know if you had a good signing class or not. 2 of the last 4 Heisman Trophy winners were redshirted. Does that mean they're not good players? No. It means they're really good. They're really talented guys. They just got redshirted. The opportunity didn't present itself. Whatever happened. So those are things you got to keep in mind nowadays when you're not allowed to say redshirt.